into the break, I asked you about State Property. State Property definitely is a brand still to this day.
Exactly.
Clothing. They actually had a cartoon that was going on.
Man, shout out to all them, man. That's right.
Now, the State Property brand, I mean, it's still a brand. What do you think? I mean, because we wasn't around, we don't know. There's two sides of every story.
Every story.
But what do you think that, as an individual, if you was a part of State Property, what would you have done to contribute to taking that brand further? Because, and I'm not saying this to be funny or disrespectful, when you take the brand of a Dipset and State Property was neck and neck.
Mm-hmm.
But the Dipset
still
brand,
going on.
Dipset brand is still going on.
Yep.
Dipset is a bigger brand, and I'm not saying it to throw them under the bus. I'm just going off of like when they doing concerts and just, because they stay active, like, you know what I'm saying? And everybody know that they had some internal problems. Yeah. And I'm not saying State Property ever had internal problems, but they got
that's
together,
life, yeah, that's
and
life.
they kept it going. So if you was a part of the State Property brand, what would you have done different or try to do to keep that brand going? I mean, it's still going. Don't get it twisted for the people out there that just like to twist that shit up, man.
Honestly, like, not knowing what's going on. See, I don't know or what went on. So for me to, you know what I'm saying, like speak on, okay, this what I would have done, this, you know what I'm saying, this and that. The only thing I could speak for is about if Kev Garnett was in a position similar to State Property.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The only thing, I can do, we can't, if we that deep, everybody may not think the same way as one person. So if you're outnumbered, then it's just not gonna fall in play. Like I said, once again, I don't know what took place or what went on with that. So it's really hard for me to speak. But if it came down to Kev Garnett, I think I would have just tried to be focused a little bit more on what goes on around me as opposed to what's going on internally. Meaning, far as some of the big wigs of the thing, because they too powerful to stop.
Right.
They too that was too powerful for that to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like that them dudes had a movement. They had a legit movement, and they still got it. They just don't have the brand, but they still here. They still relevant. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to all them dudes. But I believe, man, I'm like you, man. I believe, if you could still hear, no, nothing towards the Dipset, because I got love for them. But if you could still hear them, it's no way State Property is still not pounding in people's iPods, on videos, on shows. You know what I'm saying? They was great, man.
Well, you know what? And not to throw them under the bus, I wanna say something to DJs. Like some DJs, and you know what I'm saying. Sometimes they say out of sight, out of mind, but at the end of the day, just because you got newer artists in Philly or around the world, whatever city you might be from, you should never forget about them.
Exactly.
When they made classic records, they did classic.
And not to mention, man, they paved way for jokers like me, because one of my close homies in the game is Emilio Sparks, and I learned, and me and him just ain't, do music together. Man, that dude have talks, man, and we, you know what I'm saying? So I think a little bit onto that State Property thing a little bit more, it become a little personal, but you learn. And that's how the Kev Garnetts can try to get around them obstacles now, by having dudes like him, you know what I'm saying, and been doing a song or two with Oskino, and just talking to him on the time that we had, you know what I'm saying, them doing them tracks or whatever. So you learn from it. They paved the way definitely for a joker like me.
Exactly. Well, listen, I heard that State Property got some deals on the table. Now, when we come back, I want to get into this record, because State Property, they definitely heavyweights. This record is definitely heavyweight. Kev Garnett, Reed Dollaz. When we come back, I want to talk about, do you have any label situations on the table? Or if you don't, would you want to take a label situation in this time, in this present time, where they're giving you a 360 deal, where they're keeping your merchandising, they're keeping your show money, and they're keeping your record sales? I mean, if that's not getting fucked, excuse me, we got kids on
we got kids on
I'm sorry, young Garnett, young DJ. We about to get into the pop record, heavyweight. Shout out to everybody that's on Twitter, that's on Facebook.
And check that thing out on YouTube, man.
And Demir, in South Philly, we got you. You know what I'm saying? So we about to get to this Kev Garnett, UERadiolive.com. We have no picture. Yo, what up? This Benji Styles.
Where you at?
E-Radio Live. Yeah, live from the 215. Heavyweight on the block. Heavyweight on the block.